Shalom, y'all. Sorry, this is how we. So, as I'm sitting here, and I was trying to find this lake in Peru, I'm trying to link it with something in the scriptures that would actually give us a lot of ground to stand on a certain thing. The Father showed me something, and then He showed me something else. So, I'm going to show you the first thing He showed me, well, second thing, and then I'll get to the subject that He showed me too. After I do this, I can't hold my phone and record. It's too hard. So I did order a video recording camera that has like Wi-Fi. So when that comes, then I'll be able to do that all day, every day. So people can start leaving me messages saying, I wish I could see what you're reading or whatever, but I show you the book before I start reading it. I don't think I sit there and just make up words as I'm going. That's just a lot. But so I'm going to read this. This is out of that old Bible that I found in the house. That I'm not going to say found, that was given to me by the Father in that empty property that I was working on. I put a heat and essential air unit in there. Yeah. And this, for some reason, on every page, right? This is what I see. BC 1451. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a year. I'm not sure. If somebody could tell me, I really appreciate it. But yeah. So let me get to this right now. All right. Put the phone down and get to reading. Okay. This is Deuteronomy 18 and 9. And this is for our brothers and sisters, mainly Big Judah, because he the one that brought it to my attention. And then I heard other people reading about it afterwards. He's the one that I know that was given it. This is to help my brother out, because I'm tired of people talking all this magic stuff, and saying it's bad and everything. They don't know what they're talking about. They reading stuff that was translated, and people don't understand. When you translate something from one language to another, some words don't mean the same as the original word. And then that also gives the people room to change things. So just because they have the actual writing, or what they would call the Hebrew or whatever, which it probably ain't, and then they're telling you these are the exact same words in English, they're lying. Because there's no way that you can tell that if that's the same word in Hebrew. And certain words in Hebrew don't mean the same as English words. And there's some English words that don't even have a word for certain Hebrew words. So, whatever. You know what I mean? So just know, when somebody translates something for you, they can change it, and it's already going to be altered because of the languages. But you don't have to believe it. I just know it. The only thing I ever known that can't be altered is names. Because in any language, they have to call you by your name. They cannot call you like my name, Greg. They can't say Shlabwa. Let's just say that's another language. And think that I'm going to know that's my name. They have to say Greg in order for me to react. They can't call me John. They can't call me Frank. I'm not going to react. And you got to think about that. That makes sense. So that's why I always tell people the name of the Father is very important, because you just can't call him somebody else and he's supposed to react to it. You have to call his name. You know what I'm saying? You dig me? Of course you do. All right, let's get this thing. When thou art come into the land which, and I'm not going to use the word Lord or God, which the Most High thy power giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abomination of those nations. So which nations are he talking about? Well, obviously he got to be talking about the nations the land that we're coming into. So the land that we're going to go occupy, there are peoples living there, and he's telling you not to learn their ways. Okay. There shall not be found with thee anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire. One that uses divination. Divination is like opening a fortune cookie and using the numbers to play the lottery. Like you say, that's my fortune. That's divination. One that practices augury. All right. I don't know what augury is, so we're going to find out, aren't we? Okay, so this is what augury means.
Augury. Noun. 1. A divination based on the appearance and behavior of animals. 2. By extension, an omen or prediction, a foreboding, a prophecy. 3. An event that is experienced as indicating important things to come.
There's your meaning of augury. Okay? All right. You know, you got to go hard when it comes to our people, because if I didn't go and look up the meaning of that word, that would have been the word right there. They would have lied and said, "Oh yeah, that's it right there. That's what he's talking about. That's magic." You know what I'm saying? So now we know what augury means. Let's keep it moving. All right. Practice augury or an enchanter. If you don't know what an enchanter is, you want me to look it up? Or a sorcerer. That's not magic. That's a sorcerer. Or a charmer. Or a consulter with a familiar spirit, or a wizard, which is not magic. A wizard is pretty much a witch. The opposite of a witch. It's what some people would try to say. The male part for a witch is a God. What do they call warlock? But always say it's witch, and if you don't, I will get right up here and type every single last one of them in my YouTube and put every last one of them up here. If I gotta do it, I will. Or a necromancer. It didn't say anybody using magic, right? For whosoever doeth these things is an abomination unto Yahweh. And because of these abominations, the Most High thy power doeth drive them out from before thee. Thou shalt be perfect. Yeah, perfect. It didn't say thou shalt try. It says thou shalt be perfect with the Most High thy power. For these nations which thou shalt possess, hearken unto them that practice augury. And wait a minute, what? Hold on. For these nations which thou shalt possess, hearken unto them that practice augury, and unto diviners. But as for thee, the Lord, I almost did it. but as for thee, the Most High thy power hath not suffered thee so to do. So he telling the peoples that do that for their people, they can hearken unto them. They can listen to them all day. He says, but as for you, hell no. The Most High thy power will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me. Unto him ye shall hearken. See that? So you are to listen to your prophet that the Most High raised up from amongst you, according to all that thou desirest of Hawah thy power in Horeb in the day of the assembly, saying, Let me not hear again the voice of Hawah my power, neither let me see this great fire. Did you hear that? This great fire. If you watched the video I did about the destroyer, it was a great what? Fire. Okay. Anymore. That I die not. And the Most High said unto me, They have well said that which they have spoken. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren like unto thee, and I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. But the prophet which shall speak a word presumptuously in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, that same prophet shall die. And if thou say in thy heart, How shall we know the word which the Most High have spoken? When a prophet speaketh in the name of Hawah, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing. Hold on, y'all. This book is tore up, man. I'm sorry. I gotta figure out how to fix this book. I'm about to go on a tape-it rampage, because this thing is actually sewn together with cord, like rope. Yeah, this joint's sewn together with rope, y'all, and got a metal like a metal bracket to hold the front covers on, which the Lord have not spoken, but the prophet have spoken it presumptuously. Thou shalt not be afraid of him. You see that? And it has the precepts right here. I gotta do it right, y'all, because I got a lot of stuff everywhere. See that? See the precepts on the side. So let me see. It's hard to see. This is so. All right. So for 1229, where am I at? Is it 1229? No. BC. No. All right. All right. So for this, for the chapter before, it would be Hebrews 12:29, Exodus 21:13, Numbers 35:10 through 14, and Joshua 20 through 2. So there you have it. Now, let me get to the point of the day. All right, so I'll be reading out of the book of Psalms, just so you know, just so you show. I had to tape it up. It was tore up. All right, so let's go. All right, so I'll be reading from Psalms 91. Hold on, y'all. Trying to find it. All right, I'm gonna just do the 91. All right, here we go. He that dwelleth in the secret places of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And it actually says the Most High, just so you know. I will say of the Most High. He is my refuge and my fortress, my power in whom I trust. For he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his pinions. That's interesting. I wonder what a pinion is. We'll look it up in a minute. And under his wings shalt thou be refuge. His truth is a shield and a buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness. Listen to that. That's the key point. I wanted to make sure you heard that. Matter of fact, let me get the part. It says, thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by night. So at night, there's going to be some terror moving around, right? Nor the arrow that flieth by day. So by day, they're going to be fighting something. Don't know what. But whatever it is, it's going to be walking around at night. I guess that's going to be the time they can really get busy. For the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. For thou, O Jehovah, art thy refuge. Thou hast made the Most High thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy tent. Let's talk about your home, right? All right, I'm reading for the book of Zechariah, just so you know. All right. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. All right, so I want to have context with this, so I'm gonna just read the whole chapter, and when I get to the part that I'm talking about, I'll make it known. I'll say, all right, this is what I wanted to show you. Okay. Behold, a day. Listen, it says, behold, a day. Not the day, a day. A day of the Most High cometh, when thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. So in the midst of wherever we at in Jerusalem, our spoil shall be divided. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken. So he's going to gather all the nations against us to battle, and we're going to lose. Listen, we're going to lose. And we're going to lose. We're going to lose to give, because it's going to give the Most High his glory. This is why we're going to lose. And it's also going to root out all the wicked ones. Everybody in us that's wicked, that's going to root them out. That's going to get rid of them. So, all right. All the nation against Jerusalem to battle. And the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished. And half of the city shall go forth into captivity. This is the same as in the book of Ezekiel. I think that's 38, 33 or 38, one of them. And the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. So whoever's left of the righteous shall not be cut off. Then shall Hawa go forth and fight against those nations. Then the Most High is going to go forth and fight against the wicked nations. to what? For his glory, not ours. This is why we're going to lose. And also, this is going to cut off all the wicked ones out of Jerusalem. As when he fought in the day of battle. And his feet shall stand in that day upon the Mount of Olives, which is before Jerusalem, on the east, and the Mount of Olives shall cleave in the midst thereof toward the east and toward the west. And there shall be a very great valley, and half of the mountains shall remove toward the north, and half of it toward the south. And ye shall flee by the valley of my mountains, for the valley of the mountains shall reach into Azal. Yea, ye shall flee like as ye fled from before the earthquake in the days of Uzziah, king of Judah. And Hawah, my power, shall come, and all the holy ones with thee. And it shall come to pass in that day that the light shall not be with brightness. And that's also, if it's dim in the daytime, you can see the Most High, that great fire coming, because he is fire. He's consuming fire, smokeless fire. So you going to see him coming. He's going to be the brightest thing you ever seen. And all the angels too with him. Because it tells you right here. It says, and all his holy ones, and it shall come to pass in that day that the light shall not be with brightness and with glow, but it shall be one day which is known unto Hawah, not day, nor not night, but it shall come to pass that at evening time there shall be light. That lets you right there, light. That's him coming. And it shall come to pass in that day that living waters shall go forth from Jerusalem, half of them toward the eastern sea, and the other half toward the western sea. In summer and in winter shall it be. And Hawah shall be king over all the earth. What did it say? And Hawah shall be king over all the earth. The Most High is going to be the king, not man. In that day shall Hawah be one, and his name one. All the land shall be turned as Arabah from Geba to Rammon, south of Jerusalem. And she shall be lifted up, and shall dwell in her place, from Benjamin's gate unto the place of the first gate, unto the corner gate, and from the tower of Hananel unto the king's wine presses. And men shall dwell therein, and there shall be no more curse, but Jerusalem shall dwell safely. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Most High will smite all the peoples that have warred against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their sockets, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. And it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from Hawah shall be among them, and they shall lay hold every one on the hand of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. And Judah also shall fight against Jerusalem. Let's say it again. And Judah also shall fight against Jerusalem, and the wealth of all nations round about shall be gathered together, gold and silver, and apparel and in great abundance. And so shall camel and ass and all the beasts that shall be in those camps as this plague. And it shall come to pass that every one that is left of the nations shall come against Jerusalem, shall go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts. I hate to say the word Lord, but I had to put that out there. They shall worship the King, the Most High of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. So, what are y'all talking about? It tells you that David will be the prince. The prince, not the king. No man will be king of the earth. The Most High will be king. But what I'm talking about is where it talks about people's eye sockets consuming and, their mouth and their tongue and all this stuff. So some people say, oh, it's because of nuclear bombs and this and that and this and that. Well, who's to say that their mouths and all that stuff is consuming in one day? It just says in that day. So that means that could have been the start of it. So that means they could slowly rot away. Like I was saying about when the Spirit of the Most High is taken from you, the present. Some of them is taken away from me in my video previous today. If y'all seen it yet, I don't know if it's up, if it uploaded, but yeah. So I'm gonna put on this video about this sister from 1943, and I want y'all to hear this because I don't know, y'all. This might be what he talking about. You know what I'm saying? All I know is he put it on my heart, and I'm putting it out there.
Look, when you got to...
Hold on. So her name is Zora Neale Hurston, and she's speaking about zombies. And this is her. So I want y'all to hear this.
the zombie, I noticed you kind of left him out of this book. That was in your other book.
Yes, well, I thought I'd said enough about the zombie. It had been talked about, and the book had come out in England. It had caused a sensation over there, too, and I'd been on We the People and talked about zombies, and I'd been out in Hollywood, and Arthur Hornblow hired me after reading my book, Tell My Horse, and I talked about zombies so much out there, and the Seth Wooge.
Well, I never heard you talk about him. Did you, Vincent?
No, I haven't.
Talk about the zombie just a wee little bit.
Just a wee
Well,
little
a zombie is supposed to be the living dead. People who die and are resurrected, but without their souls. And they can take orders, and they're supposed to be never to be tired, and to do what the master says without cease and without being tired. Naturally, it would be futile for me to attempt to try to explain everything. I do know that people have been resurrected in Haiti. I do not believe that they were actually dead. I believe it was suspended animation. And since there's no embalming there, it's possible. And since people are not buried below ground, they have the above ground vaults as they do in New Orleans. And they take corpses out. It's been proven, there have been cases proven where folks have been dead and folks thought they were done for, and months later somebody finds them somewhere in some hidden place, actually alive, but without their mind. And the process is that the Bokar, they have two kinds of priests in Haiti. The Hungan, which is the regular voodoo priest, and then the Bokar, who is supposed to be a wicked priest. It is stated that a Hungan is not a Bokar, and a Bokar is not a Hungan. However, one and the same person sometimes acts the same. So that you have to take that with a sort of box of salt about one of them not being the same. But anyway, they know something. They go and awaken the person from the grave, and the Society des Morts, the Society of the Dead, goes with him. And they surround this tomb at midnight with their lights. And the Bokar goes inside, and with supposedly the soul of the dead man in his hand. Some book authors say they carried it in a bottle.
You hear
Others
this?
say they carried it in his hand, and they began to strike this dead body to wake him up, and at the same time holding his soul on his nose. And he must answer because his soul is there. And so he answers, and when he begins to stir, they handcuff him so that he can't resist. And then they beat him, and finally wake him up thoroughly. And he's carried in the center of this society of the dead, and they must march him past his house where he lived, because if they don't, he will regain his consciousness someday. But if they...
Hold on. Listen. So you remember the story of Jesus raising Lazarus, right? And there's druids that were raising dead people from the dead too. What did he tell Lazarus to do? Go where? Home. Remember that. He told him to go home. Think about that, y'all. And there I got a story of a druid that was raising people from the dead. I told y'all I'm gonna read it for y'all, and I am. I don't think I'm gonna do it this video because there's other stuff in there I want to show y'all, but I will do it.
They carry him past the house where he lived. He will never remember again who he was or where he lived or anything. He will just be an animated person. And maybe he's taken to some distant plantation and put to work. And his relatives think that the person... But before that, he goes to the Hoom Fort. That is the voodoo temple. And there he's given a drop or two of a colorless liquid. And in the course of a ceremony, and he will never remember again. Of course, they never give him salt. They claim that salt will tend to counteract that, and they will remember who they are. And this particular zombie, whom I photographed, whom I think I'm the first person on earth, and probably the last one to ever photograph a zombie, she had died in 1907. And nobody saw her anymore until 1936, when she was found naked on a road. But she remembered a little. She remembered where she used to live, and she went to this plantation that used to be her father's, which is now her brother's.
All right, hold on.
She was identified.
What did she say? Plantation that used to be her father's and now is her brother. She didn't say nothing about no damn slaves. She said plantation that used to be her father's and now is her brother's. Where's the mass at? Told y'all, man, we were sharecroppers. Now, in the 1700s, when them bastards showed up, they enslaved some, but not everybody, like they try to put it. They did get some of us, but not the way they put it out there. It wasn't as vast as they put it out there, but they did get some. I'm not going to lie about that one. I ain't going to lie about nothing, but you know what I mean. But most of us owned plantations and stuff like that.
By her brother, her ex-husband, her son, who was now grown. He was 2 or 3 years old when she died in 1907, and she was identified, and she was officially identified by the Haitian government, and that was all the records of her death and her burial, and I photographed her in 1936, and in Haiti. The picture was published first in Life magazine, and is in this book here, Tell My Horse, the picture of the zombie.
See, I've never read Tell My Horse. That's why I didn't know it.
What she said, Tell My Horse?
But the moot question is whether they can
I'm gonna
raise
look
people
for that
from
picture.
the dead. I think it is that they have brought drugs from Africa, which the so-called civilized world does not know about.
You hear
which
this?
they will find about, perhaps eventually, and which produce certain effects that
like
we don't know about.
suspended animation.
Yes.
You heard what she just said, right? She said drugs or whatever. It could be, wine. She don't know how they done. She just saying drugs, but it could be, some of our artifacts that the Haitians, which are most likely the Levites, they have. So, and she said the civilized world haven't known about it. This is 1943. So they got it. So now think about this. They're talking about a zombie apocalypse. Why are they talking about this? Think about it, y'all.
That could be.
Yeah.
It seems, I've heard that theory advanced before. I suppose.
Certainly, there are too many cases of proven zombies to claim they do not arouse people who've been allegedly dead. Now,
you tell me that ain't crazy. Just tell me it ain't. That's why I read them scriptures to y'all. Alright, y'all. And another thing. Stop talking about magic that is evil, because it ain't nothing in here that says it is. A sorcerer is totally different from somebody that does natural magic.